Hey, my name is Matt, and in this video, I'm going to give you an over-the-shoulder sneak peek of what it's like if you were to pay for Jeff Lerner's ENTRE Institute before you buy, so that you can have an idea of who the man is, how his style of teaching is, and you can decide for yourself if you think it's the right fit for you. It certainly was the right fit for me, and I had done a lot of searching because a lot of people are out there trying to sell things on the internet. I mean, as far as digital courses on how to make money online, it happens to be one of the biggest spaces to actually earn income online is with digital courses. That's why you see so many people doing it. But not everybody has the same style or experience or knowledge and delivery. So I hope that you find this video helpful. I wish that someone had done something like this, for me before I made the purchase, but you know what? I think I got lucky. So I'm going to let you check out some stuff and you can decide for yourself. And by the way, if you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, share, follow. That would be really helpful because it actually will allow other people to be able to watch the video as well, because that's the way YouTube works. And by the way, you wouldn't be watching this video right now had it not been for this ENTRE course that I took. So just to give you a little bit of an understanding of how this course is constructed, it's pretty intense, and it's very packed full of valuable information that will allow you to have a toolbox full of all the tools you need to go out there and do pretty much whatever you need to do on the internet. I happen to be in the restaurant business, real estate business, music business. This course actually enhances those other businesses that I have as well. It's not just about making money online, you know what I mean? But it is the new economy. It's been like that for a while now, and it's going to probably stay like that. And you might want to get in on it. And the fact that you're looking at this video means that you actually are intrigued and know that there's something there for you to explore. And so I want to try to help you to make up your mind, because I feel very strongly about this course. It's definitely changed my life. It's inspired me. It's got my head in the game in a different way. I mean, I've been in business and pretty successful in my own humble way for the last 30 years. But I wanted to try something new because I'm an entrepreneur, and I wanted to explore this digital space. So, you know what? Why don't we get right to it, and I'll show you a couple of things. You can hear Jeff talk and see him and for yourself, and I think that'll be helpful. So this is what's called, right now I'm in the blueprint, and I'll show you a little bit more about that in a second. But I wanted you to watch a little bit about, who he is. So enjoy.
Hi there, Jeff Lerner here, and first of all, I want to welcome you to this training. I am so excited that you've made the decision and the commitment to join me here. And I'm confident that this is going to be a great decision for you and your future. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, and trust me, I know, I'm sure you're in a big hurry to get to the part, especially the part about making money, right? Before we do that, I just want to take a moment and tell you a little bit about ENTRE. You've not just entered a course, you've not just entered a training or a pathway, you've entered really a whole world, a world that has been a decade of my life in creating, and it's called ENTRE. And I just want to make sure, before you go through this course, that you really understand what we're all about. Because I do believe that here at ENTRE, we stand alone, we stand apart from, frankly, most of the training on the internet. Most of the business training on the internet is very, very narrowly focused on how to make a lot of money really fast. And there's a saying in business that says, slow up, slow down. In other words, if you take your time to build it right, you don't have to worry about it all crumbling. And I understand that on the internet, a lot of people are in kind of a hurry. That's frankly what sends a lot of people on the internet. Say, I want to make this money. I want to go fast. I need to solve this problem. And I'm sensitive to that because that's how I got started. When I got started online, I was like $500,000 in debt and trying to figure out a way to pay off and deal with this seemingly insurmountable problem. So I understand the urgency. But what I have found is that it is a lot more important to help people become the person that is going to be wildly successful and naturally do the things that I teach them how to do, than simply to just teach them how to do the things and hope they figure it out, or hope that they're the kind of person that'll actually follow through and do it. And so with that, we have a very intentional process. And certainly we teach you, I'm going to teach you everything I know about how to make money online. I'm going to teach you everything I've done to create over $50 million in sales during my time on the internet. But it is not going to come without a framework on how I believe you can be successful and how I believe I've been successful. And the reason I do it this way is because in my experience, I've been an educator on the internet for a good chunk of the over 10 years that I've been online. I have seen a lot of people screw it up. And so it's not enough for me to just say, well, here's what I do, go do it. It's more of, okay, here's what I've observed where I've seen people go wrong. Here's how I think we can guard against that too.
Okay, so I think you would agree that the truth has a certain ring to it. I don't know about you, but when I listen to him, there's a certain ring to the truth, to the words, and that's engaging to me. That's helpful for me. It earns my trust, and it makes me want to listen. And this gentleman right here is actually pretty damn good at what he does. Let me tell you a little something. I've been at the restaurant business and some real estate for 30 years. Now, I haven't been, I've also had music in the back burner, so I was, pacified and satisfied with whatever success I've experienced. So I really haven't had my foot on the gas pedal. But even if I did, in order to get to the level where this guy is financially, I would have had to have opened, hundreds of restaurants with a huge chain and franchise. It's pretty heavy. What I'm trying to say is I think that the internet space, the digital space of making money online, has a higher ceiling and potential than your average small business with brick and mortar. The whole world is your audience when you're online. I know it's not going to happen overnight. It may never happen. Maybe you don't care for that to happen. Maybe you're happy having a certain amount. That's your personal choice and your goal, and of what you want to do. It's all up to you. But the potential is there. And what he was just talking about here is developing your foundation. It's nice to have the frosting on the cake, but if you don't have the cake, the frosting doesn't stay. And he helps to develop your cake first. And I like the style that he's got. Maybe because he's closer to my age, he's got some parallels to me. But I think, he's a pretty, represents a lot of people. And if that is the case with you, you're going to really like this, his delivery and his course. Now, here is what a module, I'm calling it a module, and I call these, tutorials and stuff. But this is called the Awesome Life Challenge. In here, for example, it's broken up. It's broken up into several tutorials. And this one over here, there's even more tutorials. You know what I mean? So it's like on Netflix when you watch an episode, a season. This is a season right here, and then these are the episodes. So over here you got the welcome. Over here you have an awesome life number, which talks about how much money do you personally think you need to make in order to have your quality of life that you want and potentially leave a legacy for your family when you're gone. Quieting the monkey mind, optimizing your reading. He talks about reading books. I mean, I have this book that I'm reading. I wouldn't have started to read that if it wasn't because of the inspiration of this. Now, you could have gotten that inspiration elsewhere, but that's just one of the tiny things that you're going to get inspired to get your head in the game and get the mindset to go out and that. Because if you were to learn all the mechanics and get the toolbox with the tools on how to go out there and make money, which you do get in this course, if you were to get that without some kind of a training and boot camp, you could do that. Maybe you're already there. I was already pretty much there, but I took this course anyway and went through the first part of it because it helped fill in a lot of gaps. It was a great refresher course. It gave me a kick right in my pants, and kind of pushed me right back out into when I was like 21, 22 years old, starting off in the restaurant business. So I'm going to play this one quick little module for you, just a little bit, so that you can hear a little bit about, for example, your perfect day.
All right, welcome back to the Awesome Life Challenge. On this lesson, we're talking about the perfect day. And this is basically where you take what you did in the last lesson with your Awesome Life number and you actually put it into practice in, like I talked about, the compartment of time that we usually have to deal with, which is typically structured around a day, an individual day. What does our perfect day look like? What does it consist of? And how can we get to where over time, our days start to look more and more like our perfect day as consistently as possible, right? So, and I'm sure you've had those days where everything just seemed to flow. For most people, these days are few and far between. I remember when my perfect day was something that, I hadn't had in years, right? Now I'm blessed to get pretty close a good amount of the time, right? I mean, it's like, it's always a process, right? But, we've all had these days where like we were able to check all the major boxes that we want to check in our life. We tended to our personal relationships. We felt good. We felt like we took care of ourselves well, good self-care. And, we felt, productive and resourceful and driven.
I think you get the point. I mean, my perfect day, your perfect day, it could, whatever it is, you wake up, you don't feel stressed out, you have things to do. Maybe you're the way your life is going, that, you're just maintaining and managing and delegating and outsourcing. I mean, to me, that's like a perfect day, where I'm making money without, even when I'm sleeping, or at least that I'm making money without having to put the apron on and be at the restaurant. Especially at my age, you get to a point where physically, even can't even do the long days. But to be able to get to the point where you're making money on the internet, for example, you have the whole world is your audience. You can sell your services and your products and your whatever, to the whole world. So what your perfect day looks like might be, hey, you wake up in the morning, you have a cup of coffee, you go to the gym, you're cool, everything's going smooth, you make some phone calls, check your emails, then you sit down at your computer. If you're going to get into this, digital space, that's what you're probably going to do, is go onto your computer, start setting up some of your systems and whatever, get them going, and then boom, then you go spend time with your significant other, your family, you go have some fun, or you just relax, you go out to dinner, but the stress level goes down, you have things under control, you're making money, you're building wealth, you're getting close to financial freedom, and even potentially leaving a legacy for your family. That could be a perfect day. Or, if you're clocking in, going to work as a cashier somewhere, or, as a mechanic, nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that, but is that your perfect day? Maybe you've done it enough where that's not your perfect day anymore. Anyway, I have the belief that when you work for somebody else, depending on who you are and what your circumstances are, it should be for the purpose of learning that job so that you can go out and eventually be the manager or the owner of that, not to be clocking in every day and working for somebody else. I have people working for me, and I treat them well. I treat them as like gold. I pay them well, arguably more than they would make elsewhere. And for some people, that's okay, and that's okay. But if you're on here looking right now, chances are it's not okay. So anyway, I don't want to sound sanctimonious. Let's go on to the next one. I don't want to waste time. Okay, so anyway, over here is the entrepreneur versus employee mindset. Well, I kind of already talked a little bit about that, so I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to do that again. But check out these episodes here on the left. using Entre to transform your life, entrepreneur versus employee mindset, creating your success character. I mean, there's you, but then there's the other part of you that has a little more salt and a little more lemon on there to enhance the flavor. We want to get that you to come out more, because that you is the one that's going to attract more, and that's you is going to be projecting more. That's the you. You want to turn the volume up on you, okay? Creating your success character, defeating the enemy. You know, that's usually within yourself. But like, again, these episodes here take deep dives and dissect all of these different ideas. So maybe you need that, maybe you don't. I thought it was wonderful, and I know it's all great stuff. So the value is there. Wealth building, thinking about money the correct way, as opposed to thinking about it the wrong way. You know, if you have the wrong ideas and relationship with money, then you may not attract and make the money the way you could. I know it sounds like woo-woo stuff, but you know, there is a lot of truth to that. Over here, getting ahead like wealthy people do. You know, if you observe and you are in proximity with people who are successful and you hang out with them, that dust will go onto you. You get some of that. It's contagious. Conversely, if you're hanging around with people who are not really motivated, maybe depressed, negative, you know, that's not going to serve you. Now, that could be a good friend of yours that actually, you know, gets a lot from you, or maybe there's a commiseration. I don't know. But whatever the case is, you definitely have to surround yourself with people who are the kind of people you want to be, you know, like. My father used to tell, when I play music, my father used to always say, surround yourself with musicians who are better than you, because then they will raise the bandstand and I will have to either sink or swim. And when you have to swim, that's when you grow. When you get into that uncomfortable space of not knowing what to do and you're paddling, that's when you're developing the muscles. That's when you're surviving. That's when you're succeeding, and that's where you want to be. You do not want to be too comfortable. Thinking about money the correct way, getting ahead like wealthy people do, accessing other people's money. He teaches you how to leverage other people's money by borrowing from either a private lender or a bank, and he gets into that. He takes a deep dive on that, what the wealthiest people in the world have in common. I mean, you know, these are some inside track stuff that you're going to want to learn. Okay, let's go on to the next. This is the Affiliate Millionaire Accelerator. This one here also is giving you more tools on actually, this is getting into the mechanics and the tools that you need in order to go out there and actually start doing the stuff. And with each one of these episodes, they break it down step by step on what to do, where to go, how to do it, which software to get, how to use that software. And again, there is nuance involved. You know, you can teach somebody how to do something, but until you actually start getting on a bicycle and pedaling and feeling that wobbliness on how to keep that bicycle balanced, you got to put your feet on the pedals, you know that you have to move your legs, but you don't really know how it feels to get that equilibrium and balance until you actually go out and do it. So that's what this is teaching you how to do. So let's see, this is, for example, this episode or module is called terminology. So I'm going to play a little bit of that for you. Check it out.
Empower you in the future to make more advanced searches for yourself. So for your marketing methods that you choose to use. So let's just dive into this. There's going to be there's going to be a lot of terms here, but...
And by the way, this is Jesse who's speaking. This is a guy that was carefully selected by Jeff Lerner to handle this part of the course, because Jeff felt that Jesse would be more articulate and more probably, who knows. I mean, he delegated, he found people that were qualified to actually teach this. And Jesse does a great job. You're going to love Jesse too. Just listen to him and you'll see, easy to listen to. And, you know, all these things are done intentionally. You know what I mean? They're all done intentionally. There's thought behind the voices of these people, the energies of these people. and their delivery, their articulation, their personality, their worldviews, all of this stuff. It's like when you're, you know what I mean? You just don't put anybody to represent you. So check it out. Tell me what you think.
Not all of them you need to remember right away, because while you go through this course, you're going to start noticing, some patterns, some repetition on some of these terms, and this is going to pretty much get drilled into your head anyway. So this is just so you know what we're talking about, and just give you a heads up before we get into other content later in this course. So first one is Google Ads. This is used to be called Google AdWords, and it's basically Google's ad platform. So they offer a pay-per-click advertising on their search platform.
Okay, I think you get the point of that. And he goes on and on and on about all these different terms. Now, the other thing I should mention about this course is that it's so well done that it's the kind of course that you're going to want to go back and review multiple times. Now, I know it's long. You may not have to go through every single, episode. But if you did, boy, oh boy, you would be reinforcing all the stuff that you got a bird's eye view on the first pass. Then you can go back and really absorb the second pass. And if you go back for a third or fourth, I've already gone through it once, and I'm going to go back and do a second pass. The only challenge about doing that is that you get so excited about implementing all the things you learned on the first pass that you say, geez, where am I going to get the time to go back and do a second pass? I'm so excited about implementing the stuff I learned on the first pass. But there is a lot of value in going back, because it's just gonna click differently. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I missed that, or I heard it, but it didn't really absorb, and then you'll get it. So I mean, it's that kind of a course. On this one over here, this is the Affiliate Millionaire Accelerator. Okay, I went into the affiliate program for the ENTRE Institute. He's got other programs that you can buy. Another one is called Digital Courses, where they teach you how to make courses and education. Then they have another one that's called Digital Agency, which is about having a marketing agency online where you can approach small, medium, and large businesses and help them to do well with their SEO and websites. That stuff didn't really interest me. I was more interested in the affiliate component. And so, okay, you got fundamentals. Look at how many episodes are in the fundamentals: creating your customer avatar, following trends, product types and resources, how to build your digital business assets. Here's a sales funnels season, and look at all these episodes: general marketing overview, sales funnel overview. Don't worry about what a sales funnel is. I didn't know what it was in the beginning. Now I know what it is. I even know how to build one. I mean, geez, talk about learning how to do all these computer things. You're going to learn how to do that, but you have to embrace the process of learning, because if you're anything like me, you get a little bit nervous sometimes, because you're like, oh my God, I got to learn all these new things. You got out of school, now you're back in school, but it's not like that. This is an investment in yourself, and it's a great way to spend your time. If you can make the time to learn all this stuff, wow. I mean, it's just going to add more dimensions and layers to whatever it is that you do and whoever you are. Email marketing. Okay, look at this. There's 7 seasons in this, and each of these seasons, I call them seasons now all of a sudden, but there could be anywhere between 2 minutes and 22 minutes, and they're all chock full of information. Solo ads. Here's another one. Look at all these super affiliate bonus gifts. YouTube track fast track for beginners. It teaches you a lot of stuff about YouTube. And here's the YouTube mastery course. Look at how many seasons are in that. You know what I mean? I mean, if I had not gone through those things, you wouldn't be watching this video. And then here's another one, blogging. I mean, it talks about all this stuff. And don't get overwhelmed. You got to do one thing at a time, and one day at a time, one step at a time. And before you know it, when you put one foot in front of the other, you're getting somewhere. And that's what you got to do. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I am going to make more. Go check out my YouTube channel. I have some other stuff on there. I'm even doing some music video reaction videos, because I'm a musician and I enjoy that. And full disclosure, In the description below, there will be a link to the Entre course. When you click on it, you can put your name and email address in it. It's going to end up in my email list, and I will stay in touch with you. I will be there to send you some more information and remind you. It's not going to be anything that you're not going to appreciate. It's all going to be good stuff. You don't have an obligation to buy anything, although I think you should. If you've watched this video this long, I mean, come on, you got to make an investment in yourself. If you don't spend money, you're not going to make money. You got to make an investment in yourself. You can get it for free, maybe by poking around on YouTube and stuff, but you know what they say, you get what you pay for. And I'm so happy I did it. So anyway, again, full disclosure, if you click on any of those things, it's going to be connected to me in some way, but hopefully you're okay with that and you think I'm a swell enough guy that that's okay with you. Anyway, I really enjoy doing this. I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that you are in a better place, whatever you do, as time goes by, and that you experience wealth, love, and happiness. And good luck to you, and stay in touch. And don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, share, all that good stuff. Otherwise, this video will never be seen by anybody ever again. And I don't think I'd like to think that I gave you something here. Anyway, good luck. Thank you.